be just the snapshot, which is the camera icon. So in the snapshot, you can kind of use that one for a lot of things because first you'll see your refresh button up at the top, but then you'll also see your filter drop-down menu. It is available in there as well. But what I like about the snapshot is if I'm saving to disk or I want to share to Facebook, which I don't do Facebook with this account, but Twitter, it's got all these options in there. So when you're at the bottom where it says selection, you can click on selection and it'll give you options to save to disk, save to your inventory, share it to your profile feed. That's your SL profile feed. It doesn't make a profile picture. It just puts it in your SL feed. Where is that, if anybody wonders? It is when you click on your profile and click on the web tab in your profile. That generally shows you your SL feed. And if you go to the Second Life website and sign in, it shows up there. There's actually a feed there, and a lot of people post there and get followers there too. So if you're not on Flickr, you can be posting to your SL feed and build up your audience there. You also have options to share to Facebook, Twitter, Flickr, or send via email. So basically that snapshot button is just kind of handy for sharing your photos in a lot of different mediums. Now if you click on interface, it'll show your menus. So that's handy if you want to post a picture that shows all your menus, for example, doing the class and having your menus open, or wanting to show your screen setup, that sort of thing. I don't like to do that because just in case somebody pops up in IM that I don't want people to see right when I'm snapping the picture. So if you don't want to show your interface, you just unclick that. And you can show your HUDs too. And that comes in again handily if you're doing a class or you're doing an informative post in your blog of how to do something. Freeze frame is great. It freezes the frame. Pretty much self-explanatory. And it will hold that until you snap the picture. So if your subjects are moving around a lot, you can do a freeze frame and catch them all in a certain pose. Auto refresh, I tend not to use that because it takes me so long to get something set up. I don't want it to refresh right when I get it set up. Okay, so that is the snapshots button. All right, now let's go next to the quick prefs button, which is the one with the Firestorm little logo icon. And if I'm going too fast, just say you're going too fast. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, please put my name in your question so that it'll come out orange for me. All right, quick preferences, draw distance, very important. How much of that background do you want to show? How much of the scenery? If you have distracting scenery and you're trying to get a close-up shot of your subject, you can just lower your draw distance and make that scenery go away. If you want to do a landscape, you're going to increase your draw distance and get more of that landscape in. Now, if you've got your advanced lighting turned on with the lighting and shadows, you'll also notice that your draw distance affects your shadows and lighting. Maybe you have some projectors nearby, maybe there's some lamps nearby or further away that as they are included in your draw distance, it will affect it. But also things that are in the distance that might be blocking the light that are rezzed in will affect it. So whatever the reason, it affects it. Your particles, if somebody is wearing particles and you don't want them in your picture, you just slide that all the way down. Sue and I, we love our particles. And I had to take them all off for today because I usually have some kind of particles on at some point. But I'll put some on just for an example here. I'll put my Magic Butterfly hand dancers on. And my yellow butterflies. Oh, I can't put those on. I got too many attachments on already. All right. So now you see some particles coming out, and if you want to see a lot of particles, increase it. If you don't want to see very many particles, decrease it. Why particles? I love particles, but that's because I really enjoy the challenge of making my special effects happen in the taking of the picture versus post-process editing like in Photoshop. So the picture that I have over in the contest is a good example. Here's a link to it. This was all done using particle effects. No photoshopping or any of that stuff. So what you see in this picture is that red sparkly stuff, the white flashes of light on my hand and my staff, those little purple